And they say, the top 10 things in life, and one of them is going through a separation or divorce, and the other one's selling your home. So you merge those two things together, and it's just this instant pot of stress and unknown questions.
Welcome to our Realtors Conspiracy podcast, where we crack the code to real estate success. I'm here today with Rebecca Plouffe from Heritage Realty. Hello.
Hi.
We're here to talk today about your real estate niche. You really built your business on a specific niche, so tell us more about it.
I found going through the process of my own separation and divorce a couple of years ago that there was a gap in the market. So I was kind of looking at my real estate transaction, selling my own house. It was so stressful. There were so many things going on emotionally, and I'd already been a working agent for a couple of years at that time. And I just realized there were a lot of people out there that had the same questions that I did. And even being a real estate professional going through it, and they say, the top 10 things in life, and one of them is going through a separation or divorce, and the other one's selling your home. So you merge those two things together, and it's just this instant pot of stress and unknown questions. So I try to focus now on clients who are going through those things and help them deal with not just the business side, but also the emotional side of what they're going through, and to help navigate them in the right direction towards their fresh start.
So to me, that would be like a very dramatic, stressful situation.
Yeah.
And that's something you focus on purposely.
Yes.
So because you went through it, I guess that's something you're not familiar with and you're good with that, but how is that one of your skills, I guess?
It's hard to kind of put your finger onto because we don't have a specialized program in Canada. They do in the States where you can go through, it's a designation to become a divorce real estate specialist. We don't have that in Canada, although there is an agent in Toronto that's working on putting together a program, so I'm really excited about that. But it's a lot just to do with the navigating the emotional side of things as well. And I think once you've gone through it and you realize that clients have a lot of the same questions as you, so a lot of it comes from personal experience, and also just a background in being able to negotiate, being able to be a mediator, helping to diffuse situations. Because it comes with a whole lot of other questions that wouldn't be in a regular real estate transaction. So just being, having gone through it, and then I just started to ask questions. I've done a lot of research and listened to other podcasts from other agents.
Oh, very cool.
And that was kind of where I realized that there was a market that needed to be filled, and it's not a divorce is not a dirty word.
Yeah.
And just to help clients see that it's the beginning to a fresh start and get them there.
Are you able to stay grounded through the process and not be emotional and keep the transaction, I guess?
Of course. I mean, There's still, at the end of the day, we're still sitting down at a table, we're doing business.
Yeah.
And getting top dollar, getting your clients ready to show their home. Those are all things that are still very important. And I think my job comes in to help you keep the focus on that part of it.
Yeah.
So, we can help set up clients with stagers and with financial advisors and mortgage brokers that have also been through it. So it's just an added benefit. It adds a little bit of value to the service by being able to offer them, the full package of what they need to get them through these next few steps. And that sometimes also means just keeping your eye on the prize. And I say to people, don't get into your own way. Don't let your emotions dictate your real estate deal. When you're sitting there at the negotiating table, at the end of the day, everyone wants the most money to move on with their lives. And we need to find ways to work together to do that. So I can just help navigate that based on my own experience to get you through that.
That's very cool. And then I was thinking, like, what other partners do you need? Like a mortgage broker, a lawyer, stager, but all these people that you're working with are also specializing in divorce?
Yeah, so I'm starting to put together a team right now, which you'll see more of in the new year.
Nice.
So we're going to have mortgage brokers, there's going to be real estate lawyers, and it's not as much like everybody's working independently, but it's just, it's a very referral based industry as well, where you want to work with people that like and trust. And I'd like to be able to say to my clients, hey, I have a couple of really great mortgage brokers that can help you, that have also been through it, and they understand the differences with selling the marital home and when you're separating and what that looks like, and especially obviously real estate lawyers, everything needs to go through your lawyer. You need your separation agreement, so a family lawyer, your children are involved.
Yeah.
It's just helping to give you everything kind of in one place. So I'm working with several different people in the industry right now that have been through it, that have gone through it, and can help to just shed some light on some of those unique situations.
Very cool. And then because you went through it, it's very personal for you.
Yeah.
And I know you talk about it in your video and then on your marketing. So you talk about going through it. So I feel, to me as a listener, that makes me more trusting of your approach and makes me thinking you're more personalized. Because I've seen other ads where like, getting divorced, you needed me, and it's very like pushy and sharky. So are you going to continue discussing your even personal life as part of your marketing?
For sure, and I think that was one of the first things that became a roadblock for me in my own mind, was saying like authenticity.
Yeah.
And how do I get in front of people? And you don't want to be seen to be someone that's trying to benefit from one of the worst situations you can go through in your life.
Yeah.
But the reality is we're going through it. And more of us are going through it every day. And I feel like it is a necessity to have someone there that can say, there are many great real estate agents and we all have different strengths, and this happens to be one of mine.
Yeah.
So it became, trying to be authentic, but just part of authenticity is sitting there saying, I've been through it, I understand what you're going through, and there's going to be great days during the process and there's going to be days that are not good. I also find that when you're going through a separation or a divorce, a lot of the time, by the time you reach out to other professionals, you're already back against a wall. So choices are being made for you. Choices, sometimes, or we all feel shame or I've done something wrong, and you're not telling your friends and family, so you're not getting that support. You're also not getting that referral base of people saying, hey, a trusted friend saying, I've got a great person that can help you, because maybe you don't want to tell your friends and family yet. So it would be nice to go to someone that could say, hey, I do know people that have been through this that can help you and steer you in the right direction and help, protect a little bit of your pride and all those things and all the emotional side that goes through it, and also just show you how to focus on the fact that there is a bright light at the end of it. Will get you through it, right?
Yeah.
So that's been the biggest thing, is just being authentic. And I think once people speak with me and see kind of passion, and I am quite open about my own situation, and I think that helps when I'm talking to my clients daily.
Yeah, the authenticity for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then how do you keep that in your marketing? Other than your story, it's just like, it's very genuine. I think your marketing is very genuine. So
I think that's been the main thing. I'm very active on social media. I'm at a lot of events. I'm in networking groups. I get in front of women, and a lot of my clients have been single fathers as well. I mean, it's not just down to helping women through the transition. It's helping ex-husbands in this. And I have small children, so I can relate to that as well. I know what that's like, trying to go through it. So when I'm doing my marketing, it's really a lot of face-to-face. And for me, it's getting in front of people, letting them hear my story, and talking to them through that. And then those situations arise where they'll then say, hey, I have a great agent that specializes in this. This is what she does. And they've met me face-to-face. So that's the biggest thing for me, is just keeping it real, but also making myself available and just being authentic.
Yeah. And then on the positive side too, you work with people who are merging families, so that's a fun part, I'm guessing.
Yes. So it's all about transitions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of major transitions. So sometimes we're going through this part, and then I have other clients who are now coming out of that and merging their families together. So I actually have a new kind of program I'm working on called Urge to Merge.
Okay, cool.
That's going to be coming out in the new year, and that just is going to address some of the unique transitional things that happen when you're merging two families together. And
you
especially
now have 7 kids.
You have 7 kids, and in our market, in Burlington, in this area, you might not be able to afford a 5 or 6 bedroom house. So how do we make that work? So sometimes that means I'm taking in decor, designers, stagers, people that can come in and show you how to work a space to make it work when you have, maybe teenage children and then small children, and they're kind of coming into this confusing new home environment and helping that to make sense. So there is light and positivity at the end. And sometimes it's also just saying to someone, this is not your forever home. It's not always about finding your dream home or your forever home. It's about finding your right home for right now.
Yeah. Very cool. And then did you find your business grew as the result of finding your niche and focusing on that niche?
I find that it's just helped. Especially now, I'm really starting to see the benefit of it. It's been a busy 6 months since I decided to go for it. It's been in my head, for the last year and a half. I was going through my own. So I had a lot of things going on in life and was very much focused on that, and just trying to create my own new
brand
reality.
Identity.
And with that became new branding and my video that we did, and just kind of getting back out there. So now I find that word's getting out there. It's been fantastic. I've connected with some very successful agents in Toronto, in the area, that are doing sort of the same thing out there. And we've started to say, okay, there's obviously a need for this in the GTA, and Burlington's my baby. I love it. I love being here. So I would love to create that kind of program and outreach
Yeah, very cool. What would be your advice for a realtor who doesn't have a niche or doesn't have any way of thinking? There's just a random brand new realtor.
I was there a few years ago, and it's great. I mean, there's still you're still going to do business if you're out there and you're a happy, a hardworking salesperson and you're a personable person.
Yeah.
If you're doing it right and always educating yourself on the market, you're going to do well. But I think there's something to be said about really letting your passion and your own personal interests come through, finding what that is, especially if it's something that no one else is doing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we all want to be. There are a lot of real estate agents and there are a lot of really good ones.
Yeah.
So that's great. And I feel like there's enough for everyone out there, and it's finding the place where you can help the most. The real estate transaction is so important. It's the biggest asset in your life. It's one of the biggest transactions you're going to make. So align yourself. When you go to see a doctor, there's specialized doctors for a reason to help with what you need the most. And sometimes what you need the most is an emotional side to it as well, or going through something that's personal in your life. So I would just say to other agents that are newer or thinking about it, if you have something that you can relate to with your clients, that can be a real game changer when it comes time to interview for a real estate agent.
Yeah, because sometimes I hear a realtor, they want to focus on downsizing because there's a lot of money into it, but they're not into it. They don't have the authenticity that you're talking about.
Yeah, and there's people that are great at that.
Yeah.
And I can go in and it's the same thing. I still sell residential real estate. I've been on a sales team for new condo development, and that's fantastic. And they're all things that are exciting and you learn from them. But when you find the thing that really makes you tick, I think that shows in the way you talk and, like you said, in your marketing and the way that you interact with your clients. And I think that can be what is your kind of golden ticket to success down the line. So. It's cool. It's starting to pay off. It's been a great ride so far, and it's just getting started. So I'm really just enjoying being able to help people.
Yeah. When do we find those programs in the new year?
We have a few things. Right now we're putting the team together, and then it's just trying to find out how we're going to do that from a marketing standpoint. So everybody's, we're not starting a new business. Everybody's working independently.
Yeah.
But it's putting together just a team of people that are kind of a go-to. So I would hope to think in the first quarter of the year we'll have some announcements as far as who's participating and who's going to be part of the team, and then hopefully we'll start to get some videos. Nice. I'm sure you'll be involved, and get that out rolled by spring.
Okay, exciting. Well, I'm excited to see it.
Me too.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Me.
And then we'll check out your website. What's your website? Hashtag?
Yeah, I have Start Fresh with Bex is my hashtag, and that's what you'll see pretty much attached to everything I'm doing now. And then obviously I'm very active on Facebook and Instagram with @Rebecca Plouffe Homes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.